Hey guys, guess what? World of Tanks replay, and today we're playing with the little sneaky French light tanks. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. It's a bit of a medley. Starting off with the 1537. No, we're not. We're starting off with the 1357. That's right, isn't it? The the names and numbers get a little bit confusing. So here I am on highway. And I want to run into position, but I spawn on the wrong side of the cap. And of course, the best light tank in the game, the veracious, yes, I did say that correctly, got into position before me. He spotted the enemy lights, and now I'm kind of like, I want to go in that position. What am I going to do now? So I'm going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs and wait to see what happens. The worst thing you can do in a light tank is throw it away at the beginning. You're the scout. So many battles that you're in, you'll notice, are lost because you lost your scout first, or you had a bad scout, and the enemy didn't. The enemy scout survived. He played smart, and he got through. Now, of course, we just lost, or they just lost their EBR Hotch. Now there's another two light tanks, including the LTG, hiding under the bridge there. So while I'm here, I'm just going to take some chunks out of this AMX, and we got a little bit of damage there. Any chance you get to reload in this? The reload is not very long. I think it's sub 20 seconds, especially when you've got a few crew skills going there. The LTG is still going to be a pain there. The other enemy, 54 lightweight, is behind me. So again, I'm kind of not sure what I want to do. I know in the A7 area there's going to be a whole bunch of TDs. That's where they all hang out, right? So my fellow lights are just sat there. Looks like they're in the same bush pretty much, doing the same thing, which is, again, is crazy. Two lights going to the same place, doing the same thing, and nobody's budging. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I always do in these situations. I'm going to do something dumb. I'm going to run in, and this is where you normally die. But I need to get rid of that LTG. If we get rid of the LTG, that's two of their light tanks. We know where the third is. And there we go. I'm going to auto aim. I'm going to make no apologies for doing that. And we're going to put this guy out. We have 8 rounds in this tank. I think alpha's around 90. So yeah, clip damage of like 720-ish, depending on RNG, obviously. Okay, so you're welcome, other light tanks hanging out there in a bush doing things. So I'm going to go after this 34-100 and then hopefully go after the TDs that we know hiding. And I actually get spotted by the CS44 from behind. The 34-100 puts a heat shell into me. That's pretty nasty. But 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm surprised I'm not still spotted here, and those TDs should be slapping me. Ooh, and there's 3 TDs and an RT. I think the EBR got all the spotting though. Although I think I must have spotted. I think I spotted the SU, and also getting spotting on the Scorpion G. So up to 1200 spotting at the moment. I'm just going to empty my mag into this SU because they can't see me. Now here's something another thing that's magical about this tank, especially if you have the crew skill of Deadeye, because Deadeye gives you an increase, I think it's around 2.5–3% per shot of doing critical damage. So what that means is, for every one of those shots, that's an extra 3% on top of what you would normally get for critical damage, times 8. Good chance you're going to do some serious crits. And I just set the SU on fire, and I just set the S1 on fire as well. So if you're doing crit hit missions, this is a good one, especially if you've got that crew skill, right? So yeah, I think, you know, we've got the Borsig out in the middle there, and the other GSAW light tank sat there. I'm having to do my own damage here because whoever I'm spotting for is not there to pick up the pieces, right? But you see now I'm already up to what is it, 2400 damage. Did use a lot of gold, a lot of premium shells. And I think one of the reasons I do that on this tank, going for the arty there, finish off the black pins, one of the reasons I do take a lot of gold and shoot a lot of gold is because I use auto aim a lot. Because when you put in that 8 rounds and you're, you know, you're trying to drive and aim, old guys like me, no, we're not good at that. So I said we were going to mix it up. We're going to move to the 12T. This is the tier down. This is the tier 6 non-premium version of the tank we just watched, right? Pretty much. I'm kind of taking some liberties in that description, but yeah, and we went to the usual TD bush here on Redsha, right? Yeah, that's where we are. And unfortunately, we've got a hero 50-2 who's gonna go and kill Arty first thing. Well, you need a lot more patience than that, I'm afraid. And he gets absolutely murdered by a whole bevy of their tanks. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna spot. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna let my my ticker count up there on the damage. We know they all coming over here. We know they all sit in this ridge. So I don't need to do anything. I just need to spot, right? And we're just going to hang out. But you know what? If we pull back behind this bush and use proper mechanics and shoot, we're not going to get spotted. Apart from the fact that right behind me is a CDT on the hill. I spotted him and I didn't spot that I spotted him, which meant that when I fired, he spotted me. And now we could be out of the game very quickly, couldn't we? So we're going to run into cover. We're going to reset our vision. And then, like the sneaky little bastard we are, we're going to run back into the bush that we came from. I know it's good to go because my auto aim lost target. So that meant we were no longer spotted by any of those guys over there. And we certainly weren't spotted by the CDT. The CDT's still there, you see. We can still see him. We spotted him. But because we're not firing, he's not spotting us. Enemy scorer. So one of the reasons I use auto aim in these situations is not just to shoot. Sometimes I'll use auto aim to shoot, sometimes I won't. And of course I said, if I use gold then it doesn't matter where I'm hitting on the tank. That's why I use gold. But in this situation, one of the reasons you might want to auto aim is because if you have designated target, you will keep that target spotted for a couple of seconds longer, but only if it's in your gun arc. So by keeping the designated target, the auto aim on there, you make sure the designated target is active. Of course, I hit reload and their 50-2 comes in, and I'm still reloading. Do I need to take him out? No, I don't. So we're down a couple of tanks here. We're down a couple of thousand hit points, 1,500 hit points. Is that right? Can I count? So here we go. Proper bush mechanics. Get me back behind the bush so the bush is opaque, and hopefully the CDT's not behind me spotting me again, which he isn't. Down to 1 round, so I'm just going to reload. And now I'm thinking, you know what? I could get in behind them. I'm being pinged by somebody for something. But you know, I've done 1400 spotting at tier 6, so we're not doing too bad. Unfortunately, running in there, I get spotted by the M4, which is a shame. I'm going to dive into the ditch here and hopefully be somewhat safe. I don't know if any arty shells are going to come in and try and hit me, but we're going to go full Vietnam through the swamp and crawl our way to the back and hopefully find the arty. I didn't actually see where they were shooting from, so I'm kind of guessing here that at least one of them is going to be hanging out, if not both of them, on the K line, and we'll work our way in and see what we find. And there we go. In fact, we spotted both of them. We spotted the 304 and the 44, but we're going to hit the 44. And now again, auto aiming because I want to keep moving, because if I stop, I'm dead, right? And there's the CDT, our old friend the CDT. He's becoming a bane of our existence, isn't he? The arty miss and the CDT misses, and hopefully around now we should be no longer spotted. So we're gonna head out. We're gonna get out of here. Looks like the CDT might be coming after me, and he's bringing a friend. He's bringing the Achilles with him. I don't know if the 304 is going to come or not. I don't know why he would, really, but Okay, jump forward a little bit, and we've got to the other side of the map. I don't know if I'm still being hunted, but I'm gonna drop this bush, and I'm gonna sit here and wait and see what happens. We're about even on hit points now. We're still a tank down. We've got both our arties. They've only got one. And we're going to hang out. We see the Jackson. Now, I'm not going to shoot the Jackson. It's not my job. Somebody else's job to shoot the Jackson. We've got 2 artillery there who can do that. And luckily I didn't, because otherwise a CDT would have probably seen me as well. And then it's 2 against 1. They're going to come in and get me. And I've nowhere to go. And of course, now the Achilles pops into picture as well. So that would have been 3 of them. I'm hoping to stay in this bush and not get spotted, but he's getting very close. He's getting very close. He's getting to my proximity circle, so I have to do something. And it's not a bad move. Ricochet the first shot. I don't think it would have mattered. I've got the reload on him with the interclip. Unfortunately, the interclip on this is slower than the. Is it 2.5 seconds? It's only 1 second on the previous tank, the 1357, which is absolutely veracious, really. Although the alpha's higher on this gun. It's like 130-ish, I think, 135. It's 90 on the AMX, but it just feels like you're doing a lot of damage in that tank, doesn't it? On the 1357. So their AMX 12T has obviously been ordered. It's his job to take out the other light tank, right? So he's going to come in, and I kind of want to go back in my bush on the hill, but if I do, then I'm kind of exposed to the CDT and the Jackson. So I'm going to stay here, maybe use this wreck as cover. And there he is, he's coming over now, so I'm on half hit points, so is he. We're kind of a 50-50. Does he get me for... Oh, he gets me for two high rolls of 145. And got to wait for your gun. This is the other thing when you're auto-aiming, is you can't just shoot. You've got to wait. You still got to wait till your gun gets on target, whether you're auto-aiming or manual aiming. I see a lot of people making that mistake, is they just go hit, 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 hit. Yeah, so we're getting in on top of this now. Just took out another one of their tanks, and a couple of low health, the M4 in the middle, and the Jackson. Hopefully we can dispatch those guys, and we're turning this around. I've played most of the battle I would say 60-70% of the battle from the back of their side of the map. You think of that as a game of chess, and you're playing on the enemy back row, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to see here, we're going to see the arty, we're going to see the Jackson first. Well, the Jackson gets spotted. Still don't know where the 304 is, but we got 5 kills, so we just need 1 more for a Top Gun, right? So hopefully we can hit the Jackson again, and we get him. Can we get the 7th kill? We got 2 rounds. Got the 304. Chasing him down, and we're going to auto aim, but we know it's undulating ground, so I don't really want to waste my shells until it's too late and the game's over. Well, you know, we did pretty good there. Another 1700 damage. Now here's one way it can all go wrong. We're back in the 1357. The ultimate veracious sniper. Not sniper, but it kind of is when you see how the gun works on this. It doesn't bloom when you fire, which means you can get those rounds out. Those 8 rounds, one after the other. Of course, worst possible scenario, we're up against the ELC and the Barras, the 2 best light tanks in the game, right? Just joking, guys. So I'm really just sat here now waiting to get arty slapped. Man, ELC hits me, and I get stunned, and I get stunned again. WZ on the hill, WZ 120, tank destroyer on the hill. Seems a bit of a waste, but whatever. So I roll off here, lick my wounds, decide what else I want to do. I want to go around this east side. The problem with going around this east side from either spawn is if the enemy light gets to the hill, you can't get round there sneakily. There's a good chance they'll hit you as well as spot you. So you have to be so careful. It's a really difficult play to make, and I think by this point I'm just like, just get some damage, just get some damage. The Panther doesn't spot me, but he does pull back into safety. And I have to rethink this, and I'm thinking of going around, knowing that ELC's on the hill. What can we do? We're already 3 tanks down. It's 1500 hit points. So can we still spot for these 2 defenders? And I can't work out at this time is if they're really good players in the holding position, or whether they should be pushing, or maybe they just don't know at this point. At least they're in arty safe positions, which is you know, when the enemy's got 2 artillery, then maybe it's not a bad move. ELC on the hill, of course, spots me. This is the problem. This is the problem getting around here, and why it's so important to go for the hill, to at least contest it. I spot the Panther, and I think one of the defenders gets a hit on him. Gun elevation on these tanks is horrible, which is why I'm having to use the banking here to at least try and get my gun up. And there we go, we got the Panther. He's hit me for 138, but I can get 3 rounds in for every one that he fires. I think he's going to get another round in, and I'm not going to be able to click him out. If I'd have done that calculation first, maybe I would have thought twice about it. ELC misses at least. Of course, doesn't miss with the second one. So now I'm down to 80 hit points, less than 10% what I start with. You notice here it's like 11 on the countdown, so we've been in the battle for 4 minutes. In the meantime, I disappeared off, and I licked my wounds, and this is over 3 minutes later, and this ELC has actually started to fall off the hill here, and I wasn't quite sure what was going on, so I was just about to run away, and I noticed him slide a little more. I think, okay, well, if he comes off the hill, maybe we can do something. And he does come off the hill, and I think he effectively kills himself. I don't think anybody shot him there. Because I was keeping an eye on that. I'm like, okay, now we need to get him around the back, and we need to kill the Panther. We can get the back of the IS-6. We can find out what else is back there. They've still got 4 TDs. I can see 3 of them. Guarantee that the other TD is on, like, the K5 hill, the sniping hill. Are there any more mediums? No, the Panther's the last medium, so if there is a TD on that hill, he's probably by himself at this point, right? Things are getting a bit more even now. We're just slightly down on hit points. And we're actually up on tanks now. We just got another kill. So I'm going to sneak around. Surprisingly using AP in this battle. I was talking about using gold earlier in this tank. But I stuck to AP. For this battle. I must have been trying to save credits or something. But and it is a great credit maker. You can afford to fire gold in this thing. It is a premium. It's a tier 7 premium. I don't know if it has. I don't know if it has. What's it called? Preferential matchmaking. That's the one, isn't it? Like the E25 has. So we're going to put some rounds in. I don't know if we're actually hitting anything here. I can't see from this angle. But you would expect. What is it? It's going to be the Nomad, isn't it? If it's up there, maybe it isn't. Okay, so again, it's back to even Stevens. Nope, we just took another one of their tanks out. So we're doing pretty well here. The defenders went back to defend. 45 TP and a Yad prototype in there. I'm going to try and sneak around now. Hopefully my camo should hold up against the Nomad if he's on the hill. And what we're going to do is try and find this SU and see if we can. And there he is. We found him. Did he spot us? No, he didn't. And this is a really handy tree to have here. Because now he can't even spot me. I'm out of range of the Nomad, I think. And of course, we've got this mound in between me and the sniper hill as well that keeps us a little bit safer. Okay. So it's still neck and neck. We brought this one back. We did well. I think, are they pinging what the SPGs are? I don't know. Let's pop down the hill. AMX go for arty. That's what the E25 is saying. Well, the E25 is dead, so I don't know if we should take his advice. But it is a good point. I would like to help with this with this Jagdtiger if we can. Can we spot him? Where's he gone? Oh, he's behind the building. So we'll waste a few rounds there. We're now onto the premium rounds because we don't have enough regular rounds. Another thing to watch out in these tanks is make sure you don't reload when you've only got a partial clip's worth of a particular kind of ammo. Not as critical when the reload on these is, what is it on this tank? About 20 seconds? It's must be less than 20 seconds. I think it's about 15 seconds base, but then you can probably knock at least a couple of seconds off that with crew skills and such like. but with it being an autoloader, there's no gun rammer. Yeah, the 12T is a little bit long. I think that's closer to 20 seconds, or maybe just sub 20 seconds with, again, with crew skills. Yeah, if I'd have gone for the arty earlier, we wouldn't be getting as much punishment now, would we? But anyway, defender takes him out. So we're almost there, almost home. We still have that nomad, which we haven't even seen yet. Let's have a look. Okay. So we spot the Lorraine. So we're going to shoot here. No, we don't. We do get the spotting. It's good that we didn't shoot because we're probably too near the nomad. And there he is. He's there on the hill. It looks like we might have hit him earlier because there's he wasn't on full hit points. But you see how good this gun is. The aim time is fantastic. And the bloom after firing is so minimal. Come on. Come on. We don't get the shot. We've got 2 rounds left. Can we find an arty? And I think I'd already asked in chat if anybody had any HP, because I didn't want to run out there. So there you go, guys. 3 games in French light tanks. The Veracious. Fantastic. Thanks for tuning in. See you again next time. Bye.